SUS Records. Yes, that is Father's music. It's Father's sound, but I am not in heaven making creation, and I would not be embodied myself. I am embodied here. I'm not embodied myself if I make the creation of that kind of music. I would be in heaven. I don't have a head or God form at all. So you wouldn't really say it's me. It's not just me looking like this. That's me being in myself. And I am what makes it big. I make it all move. Well, I have some cookie dough in here. It's in the Kroger bag. This is for Kroger, but it's red means that it's for Smith's. Yeah. So it's the Smith's Kroger bag, but it's Smith's, but it's Kroger. That's what's wrong with it. Who didn't get out of the Smith's supermarket because you're killing somebody? Yep. You don't know who owns the Smiths. If it was Mr. Smith who was in there telling you to get out. Yep. Well, if you count the motions of what it is to alive a supermarket, then you can't call it a supermarket. It's but it's bigger than a market. It's not really just a market. What is the stock market? Well, it's someplace in New York Stock Exchange. Yeah, that's the stock market to me. There's NASDAQ for me. And then what do you have now? Fortune 500, I don't know what that is. S&P, what is that? Standard and Poor. Well, I need, not that the stock is in this store. I'm the one who makes the stock alive in the store. But if you count it and manipulate it, then you have to see how high you count it and the stock is still there because I'm alive. You don't actually know how not to do that. Chris Passo, she told me she's watching stocks, but she's from California. She did say that. And she watches New York Stock Exchange, like on the news. It'll be like on the bottom of the news. And she would watch those numbers. And she knows what they mean, but I don't. Well, that's what she said. I guess I shouldn't say she knows. What I mean is she would be watching the numbers in front of me and telling me that's what she was doing. Watching cable television in the dormitory for the females in Buenos Aires, Argentina. The street's name, Calle Serrano, Serrano. It was there on that road in Buenos Aires. And so she was watching something. She would sit there and watch. She said it was stocks. So, but what was she doing in Argentina? I don't know. I guess you'd have to ask her. Yeah. Well, so I would like to go on to another subject. Who is Chris Passo and Kris Kardashian? Because you don't know each other is not due. And I'm not far from California since the year 2003. And I have sat down the heaviest leverage I've ever made with this Godhead. It's deceased, Godhead deceased, yeah. But I have to set down the leverage so that I can move the creation, and I stop it with myself. I stop the alive. I put alive to rest. So when I rest alive, I will be elsewhere is not the same as when I started alive here. So, Chris Paso and Chris Kardashian, you are in houses in California and you don't come to Nevada in a car. You don't even come to be in a casino and hotel establishment on Las Vegas Boulevard. I have not seen you my whole life here, and I do not like it that I am in an abduction because I am from Wisconsin, and why am I not in Wisconsin? Chris Paso, why am I not in Wisconsin? I did not blame you for that, but you are negligent. Negligental. She's not really female that way. She's tall. I'll say she's about 5 feet 11 inches tall, and she's maybe 8 minutes taller than that when I got older. She grew her height because I got older, and then she stole the house entirely. I never went back there, and I thought maybe she'll invite me back there. Why didn't she want to invite me back there for the tennis? I'm having difficulty just playing tennis with you for fun. Chris Paso, I can play tennis with Chris Paso for fun, and she's a better player than I am, even though I maybe have been playing longer. I played more tennis than she did, but she played stronger tennis, and I don't know why, because I've been playing longer. But she doesn't want to lose, so, I don't want her to lose either. She's very competitive. Well, why is that? Well, why would I be near somebody who's competitive in tennis when I really just like sun and fun, food and mood, spin and top spin? Spin in a car to get to a tennis court and top spin on the tennis ball. That's what I do. I could say sin and top spin, but with the sin, I lost my tennis racket. That was not due to the top spin. I was doing just fine with that. So, Chris Paso. This milk needs a flavor. I'm not advertising this one. It's plain. The cow, okay, the cow, yeah. That's my happy cow. But it's plain. I wanted vanilla. I have vanilla now, but I still have these left over. And they're dated, so how much time is on these? Oh, February of 2026. There's a little time left, yeah. So, Rocky Moser. I died with that. My dog in my house was inside my house, was chewing up the key, and I can't afford the dog was doing that and killing the creation of myself. It can, it did, and it was alive that way, but I don't afford it. I did not buy a dog and feed it what I needed for myself. There was Princess that was paid for by Donna, Mom. She bought a dog for me, otherwise Petland won't let me have it. And the dog died within about a year. It died on Mother's Day of 1987 or 1986, Mother's Day. It was struck by a car is what I heard. Anyway, who knows what happened? Cheryl knows what happened. Steve. I've never seen Cheryl have a problem in my life, but she had that one. She said she saw the dog get hit by a car. It ran out the door. That's what she saw. She saw the dog run out the door. She went after it, and it died in the road. Steve was there. It was Mother's Day. Steve was there to see, I don't know, I guess Mom. We are all good to Mom on Mother's Day. Well, I would like a better ending. I'm frustrated with the gluttoning because the Moser people have eaten a large amount of food in front of me in my lifetime, and this is not going to end well for anyone. You were eating happy on sugar, and it is going to end in disaster. I'm not trying to be the bearer of bad news. You didn't see the bad news all along, happening all around you. You didn't see it was bad. Well, it was bad. Well, you're so far past the sensitivity I would have where I would see somebody eating around myself and then I would say, I want to be alone. I can't. You are so dangerous. I can't tell you I want to be alone. I have to invite you like this. I want to go to Dairy Queen. Does anyone want to go to Dairy Queen? Yeah, that's how I have to say it. For a blizzard. My Dairy Queen blizzard that I was eating inside the Highland House got me fired from the Highland House because they were jealous I was eating Dairy Queen in the Highland House. Why? The Highland House had food in there. Yes, the Highland House had food in there and you're allowed to eat it. Does anyone want that problem now? The management that fired me from the Highland House from being a host, escorting the customers to the tables. And I have to look at the table number and then take them somewhere in the restaurant and seat them at the table. That's the exact same table number. So when I got fired, I was there after hours of my schedule, but I had a blizzard from Dairy Queen. I was just eating, and I had to eat it on time because it's ice cream. It'll melt if you don't eat it on time, then you have to throw it out. I was eating it because it was ice cream. It was ready to eat, I bought it myself at the Dairy Queen with money that I made at the Highland House. That's true that I would. I want them to know that I eat. It was food. Yeah, it wasn't like I brought a dog into the Highland House and I said, do you have any pet food for my dog? Rocky was in the kitchen at home. I told my dad that I got fired from the Highland House, but he didn't really seem to care. That's not good because he eats at the Highland House. Well, I'm not there to make back the money that he spent at the Highland House. I was there because I need to work for food no matter what. I have to work for food no matter what. It's constant motion. I'm always going to deceased. Constant motion, working for food. Yep. I can't really live without working. So that's why I was at the Highland House. I'll do a lot of jobs. I need to go a lot of places in the car for about food money. And you people interfered in a way that doesn't make sense at the Highland House. I got fired for eating a Dairy Queen blizzard in the Highland House because it wasn't Highland House food in the Highland House. Yeah, but you didn't give me the Highland House food for free because I worked there. How much is the alum? Okay, what's the dessert at the Highland House that I like? Is the brownie it's a very decadent chocolate brownie with ice cream and maybe chocolate syrup over it or sauce. What do you say over it? And it's so the brownie's warm when they serve it, and the ice cream is frozen. Obviously, when they serve it, it's ice cream. So that's what I like to eat at the Highland House. They never once brought that for me because I like it and that I can eat it because I work there. Well, I went to the Dairy Queen and I bought a Blizzard. Would have been how much? About $5. So I paid about $5 for a Dairy Queen Blizzard. How much do you think the brownie a la mode thing is at the Highland House? This would have been in the 90s. Yeah, 1990s. So I don't know. Let me estimate. That would have been about $10 maybe because they serve it in the restaurant. So if it was $10 and I get an employee discount, I can pay half. Half? Where do you want me to get the money? Because you just accused me of taking it out of the register myself. I don't have a way to pay them half. Pay them in cash? Do you want me to write them a payroll check? I know they don't want that. They don't really want me to give them money. No. It's an employee. It's there on payroll. I don't actually give you money unless my parents are going to pay the Highland House, because if my parents are there, they can pay for me, but I would not pay the Highland House. Not really. Somebody else has to be there. I wouldn't just sit there alone and eat there because, I don't know. At the time, that just didn't seem like the thing to do. So I was eating a Dairy Queen Blizzard, and it cost me maybe as much as I would have paid them for the brownie a la mode thing, if that's what they wanted me to do, is order a dessert off of their menu. Who's going to serve it to me because I work there? I can make it is not true. No, I was doing hostess, like the table numbers, like 45, 67, the table numbers. Yeah, I don't actually make the brownie myself in the Highland House. I don't go back in the kitchen area. Like, I don't touch the food in there as a food cook or preparing sous chef. Yeah, I'm not a chef. So there's not in the Highland House. So no, I don't actually have a way to solve that problem. They just fired me. I don't really see why. I still live in the neighborhood. Now I don't, but I did live in the neighborhood for a number of years after that. So if I lost the job in 1996, so I lived in Mequon with my house until 2001 was the last time I was there. Yeah, so, but then I lost my house after that because I accidentally got locked out of my house by my parents. Why would the Highland House be doing that? What kind of employment is that? It's a disaster, right? That is a disaster. I don't eat at Dairy Queen anymore, unfortunately. And Andrea Milazzo, you're not very helpful. No. Andrea Milazzo worked at the Dairy Queen, but not at the time I bought Dairy Queen myself. I didn't ever pay Andrea. No, I didn't pay Andrea for a Dairy Queen Blizzard. No. She said she worked there, but I want to know if I actually saw her there. Maybe, but I don't remember right now. Andrea, she's a softball player from Homestead High School, friendly for softball, girls softball. They didn't say females. We're still girls because under the age of 18. So I am on to the cookie dough. I want to eat this raw, but it's homeless. I didn't finish it. That's how it comes. I didn't finish it all. I ate a little less than half. And now I'm hungry again because I don't have dinner again tonight. The soup that I made for lunch was a little disappointing. I don't want to eat dinner because I don't want to turn on the stove again. I'm done. Maybe. Hopefully. Yes, done. It's going to be a bowl of cereal after this because It's no to pizza. It's no to dinner. Yep. Well, here's the cookie dough. Andrea Malazzo, do you know how to make a blizzard yourself? She needs to make a blizzard for herself, eat it, and get out of the Dairy Queen. Well, she didn't give me anything from the Dairy Queen because we were friends. Ugh, what's wrong with her?